not really not really high demand, but we for our trend today, the job letter is one of the most position that you can apply in a big company and so on, is a data analytic, which is they are using statistical, some linear algebra, but almost of the decision making is come from the data that they receive. So from that data, we can estimate, or we can figure out to solve the problem that we facing lah, the company facing. For example, if the company facing for the to for example, they are facing to optimize the cost. So what should they do by using the data? How to we want to analyze the data so that we can make the decision not based on the perception, but we make the decision based on the statistical data. So from the real data. So from that, we will make a good decision. And then for the factory, how we determine the production of the things or good or anything that we want to produce in the big scala. So they still need to get help from the data analytic, which is we need to make the sampling for that the production. So, and then either we want to reject, or we want to reject the production, or we can release to the customer. That is come from the sampling from the data set or data that they produce in one batch or two batch. So in the real life, for example, one of my friend, she study on the animal science, livestock. So now he go to the factory of chicken, production of chicken. And then at last MCO, what they are doing, they are if they have a lot of penyakit pada ayam tu. So they need to decide that all the batch, even if they produce 15,000 chicken, walaupun 15,000 satu batch tu, dia terpaksa buang, maka dia terpaksa buang semuanya, because of the data that we get. We need to decide that all the batch is not qualified to go to the market. Then they will hapuskan semualah the ayam yang sepatutnya dijual pada market. Itulah yang berlaku pada factory. All the factory, they will have a position of quality control. And then for now, we have a lot of data analytic in terms of digital marketing, digital product. Even in Shopee also, they have a department for the data analytic, so that they know what is the highest demand data, highest demand product they want to sell, and so on. So that thing make the position of data analytic is the most and huge salary jugalah in our market. If you can go to the you good in a statistic, and you can go on that position too. So there is no problem, because nowadays, if you want extra knowledge instead of this, but you already have a basic, just add for the extra, so you can go the short course in or just in online. So for our assignment here today, assignment 1, so I'm really appreciate that you WhatsApp me from last week actually, but because of I'm too busy, so I hope you can present here, because if you want me to go through, so please you WhatsApp me again. Maybe you can just tick or anything, you can just WhatsApp me, please check here, just write that, so that your WhatsApp go come in the first inbox lah. So because your WhatsApp already go to the bottom of my WhatsApp, so I hope you can refresh, no, you can reply again or ask me again to check this. Please check this, okay, for those already WhatsApp me. And then you can start, I think you can start to present lah. Who first volunteer to present, please, we can go through together. Alright, boleh? Alright. Okay, you can present. Price prediction of use Ford Focus with production, use Ford Focus with the production year 2020. So use Ford, a car, is it a car? Used car or used car? Used car Ford. Oh, I see. Alright. I think the title, I can imagine that you will have a price, and then maybe a volume of production of car, and then the quality, how they put the quality. So okay, so we go to background. For the title, I think okay, enough, because we don't have, actually we don't have mark for that. If you go to the rubric, so you go to rubric, so they have no enough. So now we go to the background and objective. Okay, so let's go. So this study will tell average price for Focus used car with production year of with regards to its mileage. Okay, mileage ialah dia punya used car kan, mileage, transmission type and engine size. Transmission type ni apa auto and manual. Alright. Okay, so why do you think this research is important? So this research it will assist buyer in making decision when considering to purchase this specific used car. You boleh terus kot, specific used car model, which is Ford Focus kan, because boleh. Yes. Okay, so kat sini bila you cakap macam tu, okay, kalau kita kata kita tengok dari segi markah, saya punya just roughly je lah dia punya background and objective. We go to one objective with comparison. Okay, for average, maka 3. You go to rubric. Everyone go to rubric. Everyone go to rubric. So can you open the rubric also? Oh no, download yet. Alright. Okay, if you can open, it's good. Okay. Okay, we can see here a background and objective is related. So now if you go the rubric, so how to get 5 there? So now one objective with comparison, background stated. So now you already state the background. Okay, stated background, just stated background. But now we go to the objective. So if you want to get 5 mark, you need to have 3 objective with comparison stated and well defined with specific and measurable. Specific and we can measure. So wait, can we go there again? Go to object. Okay, so background you already stated. So background stated. Okay, so at least you will get 3 lah. Okay, so now we go to objective. So we have, actually you miss the in front of statement here, objective. If you can see the original one, we have a statement before the number. We have a statement. So if you do like that, there is not a good sentence lah, because you start with, dia macam tergantung, you know. You need to make a sentence. We see it's not like a sentence, but actually they have a sentence. For example, see the finding from this ataupun if you go to, you need to research first lah. You need to go research before the objective. We have some a phrase, a statement, and then for example this investigation, this research is to, okay, 1, to investigate blah blah blah. Second, bukan kita objective and then we go directly 1. No, we need to have a we need a sentence so that they become a good sentence lah. If not, you go, dia tergantung. No, buat dalam point form. Cuma sekarang you direct pergi ke point form. Actually, you need to have a sentence before point. Okay, 2. Why 2 is small? Because we have another phase before the 2 tu. Faham tak? The objective of this research is are to investigate. You understood what I mean? You buat statement ni jadi tergantung. Itu je. Bagi dia nice je. Bagi dia nice. You buatlah 2 ayat ke, 1 ayat ke. Macam you tengok dalam buku kan. Bila you tengok dalam buku learning outcome, after completing this chapter, you should able to 1. Describe probability. Second, probability compare the difference. Nampak dia punya ni. Dia sebenarnya ada ayat sebelum tu. Before 1 2 3 ni we have a statement. So that dia is not tergantung. Dalam bahasa Inggeris apa tergantung? Okay, to investigate hanging, something like hanging lah. Not complete lah, the phrase is not complete. Okay, so we need to have objective with comparison, all stated and well defined with specific and measurable. Specific and measurable meaning yes, specific and measurable. Specific meaning you not general, and measurable meaning you can measure from what, from your data tu. Okay, for example, the objective of this research, is sepatutnya the objective tiba-tiba kenapa tadi the objective of the research the objective of this research and then perenggan 1 to investigate. Okay, itu letak kat atas, bawah je. Yes. Nampaklah dia bersambung ayat tu. Continue. Continuity tu adalah the continuity of the statement tu. This investigation focusing on something like that, on to investigate relationship, okay, between the price of Ford Focus used car with production year and its mileage. So you nak production year, sedangkan okay. You dah nampak you punya mistake kan. Okay. So no need lah with production year, no need, because the production year only 2020, right? So just 1 year. If you have 2 years, you can compare between 2020 or 2021, something like that, right? So yeah, relationship between and then compare price of Ford Focus used car with production year with a different engine size. Compare price. Specific and measure. Investigate the relationship. Any relationship, the price and mileage, and then compare the price. If engine size, so different lah, meaning if the CC is high, so that the price also high, or how maybe it's come vice versa, right? So to compare the price focus car with a different transmission type. So I go to the data set. So data set you have model, you just only have one. Year you have only one. Price we have you're not using. Okay, so do you meet the the requirement that we need to have 3 category? What is 3 category here for qualitative data? We can okay. 4 type, okay. Okay. Then two, and then measure. We need to have 2 quantitative data, price and mileage. Okay. Qualitative data we have 3 already have, and then manual. Okay, just nice. Right. Okay, so we go to the method. Because I'm not sure you can specific and measurable. So we can measurable. So it's depend on your method and analysis lah. Is it you can measure or not? What do you say in the objective? Right. Okay, data description, able to use define statistical terminologies from the secondary data. Data description, able to define population of the study sample from the given data set, able to describe qualitative and quantitative data variable from the given data set. Okay, so now you need to define the description, the data set, the population, what is the sample, and then describe the qualitative and quantitative. Every variable there you need to explain. So describe about population or samples, stated size, type of description, all correct. Okay, type and description variable, quantitative, all correct. Each one mark, meaning we have so we have two. At least you akan dapat 4 lah, until 5 lah. So every population and sample tu you will get 1. And then type and description variable, untuk variable pertama 1, untuk kualitatif 1, kualitatif yang pertama 1 lagi, and then kuantitatif type and dia punya description. You ada 2 kan tadi kan? So once you explain right, you akan dapat 5 lah. So boleh saya tengok you punya data description. You tak buat lagi. So you nampak tak dia punya point sekarang ni? Clearly describe the population. Okay, so you cerita what is the population of this data set, and then the sample that you get actually how much, and then tadi you dah explain kat saya data set tadi. You go to data set, you just explain by using wording one by one, which is we have a model of focus, which is for the quantitative. Qualitative is what is the variable for qualitative? You already stated before this, right? And then quantitative is what? And then what is the type of this type of quantitative and qualitative? If you go to the notes, we have, for example, for qualitative, we have nominal and ordinal. So you put that terminologies. You get my point. Because this part we need you to use all the terminology that related lah. Okay. So you use okay, for qualitative you define, what is the type of that qualitative, nominal or ordinal. So you state lah. And then quantitative, you have, okay, what is quantitative? You have price and mileage. So you said lah, there is a binary ke, discrete ke, or continuous data. So everything that you write tu, you akan dapat 1 mark lah each tu. You get the point here? Alright. For those who are listening, you get the idea? Okay, yang lain-lain boleh? Yeah. Adjust. You can put adjust your size as long as maximum is 2 pages. It's okay as long as you not very, you just you can put it in 2 pages lah, in 2 pages. Okay. Actually, it enough 1 page. But if you have a lot of explanation or a lot of data, I can consider for 2 pages. And if you good enough to arrange everything in just 1 pages, that's good. It's easy to me lah to marking and so on. For method lah. Okay, for method. Yes, everything here, make sure you explain one by one. So very structure and good enough lah untuk saya dapatkan point, untuk saya give you mark. Okay, if you go to the rubric, you go to rubric. Okay, able to apply statistical knowledge to analyze secondary data, specific, measurable and attainable. Objective from the, maksudnya objective tu dicapai, achieve the objective. Okay, for a given data. And then able to analyze and communicate result. Okay, we go to the method and analysis. We go to able to construct suitable graph. So here we have 15 marks kan. 15 marks meaning 5, 10. First row is 5 mark, second row is 5 mark, third row is 5 mark. So you will lose mark if you not satisfied this analytic rubric lah. So we go to first method and analysis. Okay, first row method of analysis. Okay, first of all, you need to highlight. You highlight what is able to construct a suitable graph. Okay, construct suitable graph. Okay, based on type of variable, and then able to perform and produce descriptive data, numerical presentation data. Meaning the Excel lah. Okay, so we go to number 3. Okay, number 3, marks 3. Okay, we go to make one mistake in construction suitable chart and table or numerical summary to represent the data or objective. Few 3 title reflects the chart and table. So in your chart and table, you need to put a title, axis, dia punya axis so apa, complete lah you punya label. Okay. And then partially complete chart, 3 label and legend. What is legend? What's legend? Bog standard. What? Where? Legend and table. Oh, that's part. Oh, okay. So we need to have 3 label and legend. Detail dia tu lah. Main variant and so on. Okay. So what is the difference between 4 mark and 5 mark tu? So kita tengok apa idea kat situ yang menyebabkan what is the difference between 4 mark and 5 marks. So if you go to 5 marks, make no mistake, able to recognize the best type of the chart, table and numerical summary. Objective achieved through the chart and table, numerical summary, or the title reflect chart legendary, clear and complete shown. Dia dah complete lah, maksudnya you punya numerical analysis pun okay, and then you present you punya ni pun okay, and then every detail pun dah ada. So tu untuk construction graph and perform suitable descriptive meaning the analysis lah, numerical analysis yang kita buat dalam Excel, so that you buat decision betul lah, what is the best measurement and so on, then you explain there. So you will get the 5 mark if the chart and you punya penulisan tu okay. Untuk graph sahaja, untuk graph and production of descriptive statistic, you will get 5 if you complete that. And then if you get 4 if no mistake but one of the chart, table, numerical summary does not the best but still acceptable to so dia nak maksudnya you ada tersalah sikit je, the table chart tu yang tersalah sikit, or the title reflect the chart, or the chart label and legend are completely shown. Yang lain semua okay, cuma sekarang ni the difference between 5 mark and 4 mark is the 4 mark is you lose at the maybe one of the chart is not suitable lah. Alright. Okay, first you will maximum mark for construction chart, you will get 5. You will get 5 lah. And then after that able to interpret what is the result mean. Okay, in the context of data. Okay, if you go for the second point, they will go to the interpretation of the data. From the real data that you get, actually what is you can get the meaning from the data. What is the meaning from that data? What is the the value of the data? Is it very valuable for our interpretation? Okay, so if you go to 3 mark, okay, all the finding you can highlight that. Okay, all the finding are interpret satisfactory, but one of the interpretation is not related to objective. From here, interpretation is how we analyze the data. Is it this data is valuable tak? Value tak this data untuk kita decide the objective, which is first objective apa? First objective adalah untuk cuba you tengok first objective tadi. Okay, first objective adalah adakah is it the the data, the real data value for us to get all to achieve all the objective, meaning the data given here is can can investigate the relationship between the price and the mileage, or and then to compare. So to compare, how you compare? Is it you compare by using for variance, ataupun you by using the IQR, and then how you by using all the analysis, numerical analysis, or maybe you can analyze by using the graph. So that's why dia kata interpret graphically or numerically summary. So from the numerical, for you sekarang ni yang atas tadi you dah buat graph kan? Betul tak? Okay, you dah buat graph and then you dah buat the summary of the numerical data. So yang atas tadi dapat 5 markah, you get 5 mark if you ada semua benda tu. Okay. Yang kedua is the idea yang kedua, you akan dapat 5 mark if you interpret the data graph tu, ataupun you interpret. Dia depends lah. Kadang-kadang kita boleh tengok from the graph, kadang-kadang kita boleh tengok by using the numerical. What is the best finding? Is it all the finding? Meaning mungkin kat graph tu kita boleh tengok, oh, daripada graph we know that from the mileage we can know the average bila mileage tu banyak, so harga dia akan kurang. So and dia pun significant if the dia punya engine size dia tu berbeza, something like that lah. So you boleh analyse benda tu dengan structure and then highlight data in context of data, and interpretation must be related to the objective. So kita ada 3 objektif tadi. So daripada real data tu macam mana you blend dia dengan data yang ada untuk mengesahkan atau untuk kita so that we can achieve the objective. Is it we achieve the objective, or if we not achieve the objective, meaning you modify lah sikit you punya objektif dengan title tu. You faham tak? You tak perlu modify data. Sekarang ni kita data tu yang real. So sekarang untuk explain dia lebih baik, you need to modify yang atas. Sebab yang kita tak boleh modify adalah data. We cannot modify data, but we can modify the investigation. The objective of investigation, we can modify the title. Nampak tak sekarang yang tu? Dia punya reverse lah. If you tengok, reverse ni saya punya finding ni. So what you need to do is to reverse back. Meaning you need to reverse lah your objective and so on. So that you go to the data that you get is tally with the objective, with the title and background lah. So background tak ada masalah sangat saya rasa. Cuma objective and the interpretation ni. Sebab kalau chart and analysis numerical presentation tu dia macam static, dia macam tak boleh nak adjust sangat. Interpretation ni macam mana you nak ni. And then at the end, lepas you compare, lepas you interpret, okay, this data is very what we call it, this data is scattered with a small deviation and then small variance, but another data is very spread, very maybe you get 2 data, not scattered or scattered. So scattered, apa maksud scattered? Scattered maksudnya bertabur. Scattered data. So bila dia not scattered, dia punya bukaan tu dulu luas. So if you if I can go, okay, you refer to the WhatsApp group. Okay, you refer to WhatsApp group. Sekejap WhatsApp group. Where is your WhatsApp group? Okay. So okay, at your WhatsApp group I have salah eja tu, ada scatter and spread kat atas, meaning the same meaning lah. Okay, if you go there, if the distribution of the data, okay, this is if we MD, the measurement of dispersion. So measurement of dispersion is actually, if you go I recall the last class I say about IQR, right? IQR, variance, standard deviation, and so on, and range. Okay, so I want to explain again. If we say that IQR is the best measurement, actually for dispersion, we also can explain to the scattered or not scattered of the data. Adakah data tu bertabur secara kecil ataupun bertabur secara berjauhan? Atau dipanggil spread. Spread ni maksud dia tersebar. Data tu tersebar jauh ataupun tersebar secara dekat-dekat. So dia panggil not scattered. Bila you tengok tu graf yang kecil tu, not scattered, so deviation dia small. Once deviation is small, variance is small. You get the idea kan? So even though we said that the best measurement is IQR, but you still can say that you can still discuss on the scattered or spreaded of the data set. So if you want to describe or interpret about the data set, you still can use the standard deviation or variance to explain the not scattered of deviation. So if not scattered, deviation is small and variance is small. So if what we call it, the properties of the data lah. So if the data is scattered, so deviation is large, and then the variance also large if we compare. You get the idea here. Even I said that the best measurement is IQR, but we also can describe also about the difference between the data. We know that the data is skewed, but that data also have the behavior of the scattered or not scattered. So if the data is scattered, the data is skewed, but the data also scattered, very small, very small deviation. So meaning very small variance compared to another data, very huge deviation with the high variance. You nampak tak? Dia punya maksudnya sekarang ni kita bincang. Sebelum tu kita dah bincang pasal IQR, because IQR ni kita explain pasal position of the data. Berapa peratus? Okay, 25% data berada di mana? 50% data berada di mana? But we also buat penambahan. We add extra explanation on the properties of the data. Is it data tu rapat-rapat ke jauh-jauh? Itu fungsi dia. Kalau kita boleh cerita juga sebenarnya data tu rapat-rapat, walaupun dia skew tapi dia rapat-rapat. Kita tahu dia 50% data tu ke kiri, tapi dia rapat-rapat. Faham tak maksud saya? Dia extra sikit kita punya knowledge tu. Instead of kita kata instead of yang sebelum ni saya kata, okay, kita boleh katakan IQR saja and then kita abaikan variance. No. Maksudnya sekarang ni kalau variance dia rapat-rapat, kita ceritalah juga. Okay, this data dia punya variance is small. So dia punya data tu rapat-rapat lah. So very close to each others. Okay, you nampak kat situ. So data yang rapat-rapat lagi bagus ke data yang berjauhan tu lagi bagus? Soalan saya. Dapat tak soalan saya tu? So data mana yang lagi bagus? Yang rapat lah lagi bagus kan? So kat situ you akan nampak lagi detail lah. You dah ni. Okay. So kat situ okay, you boleh nampak tak? Ada soalan tak sekarang ni? Untuk dapatkan 5 markah, and then another 5 mark for interpretation, and another 5 mark to reorganize, critical analyze and evaluate. The secondary to reveal meaningful pattern, trend or information. So apa maksud ni? Adakah benda ni memang betul-betul membantu? Contohnya ni, adakah dia membantu untuk seorang pembeli untuk membeli untuk buy the used car? Adakah membantu? So ada kalau lah data ni membantu, just by using, for example, just by using the mean or the engine size enough to buy the used car in between the range harga apa. So dia ada macam mana you explain tu lah, untuk membantu orang tu membuat keputusan dengan mudah. Berdasarkan data you ada. You faham tak ni? Okay. I hope you boleh faham lah. So daripada rubrik ni sebenarnya you akan dapat maksudnya rubrik ni adalah panduan you untuk you buat apa, analisis tu. Yang ni paling banyak lah markah kan. So you dapat 5 markah kat sini. All analysis critically evaluate to reveal a meaningful pattern, trend, information is clear and understandable explanation. Okay, we go to your data. Okay, go to the data set, to the template. Okay, sorry, template. So go template. So now you tak buat lagi method analysis ni. So dia kata okay, 2 different chart for qualitative data chart. So sini you jawab je sebenarnya apa yang ada kat sini. You create dulu soalan. From the rubric, you create the question based on your data set, and then which is your question is menjawab kepada 2 different chart for qualitative data, 2 different chart for quantitative, and compare each other by category. So and then compare of the MCD. So sebenarnya dia yang number 3 already if you enough to use the Excel already get 5 mark lah for that type. But for maybe interpretation and the critical analyze tu you macam susah sikit untuk dapat full mark. So you kena create dulu soalan-soalan dalam tu. Maksudnya so that from that soalan tu you akan jawab satu. So kat situlah you boleh akan dapat mark by mark. So dia complete lah nanti. You faham tak maksud saya ni? Boleh faham tak? Okay. Yang first row tu saya rasa tak ada masalah. Construct graph, perform descriptive data, tak ada masalah kan untuk dapat 5. Interpret ni, okay, what is interpret? So now dia kata finding, interpret systematically structure and highlight the significant. Okay, highlight the significant result on the data set. Okay, So you go to the objective, investigate the relationship. So what is the relationship? So you letak kat situ, interpret kat situ, what is the relationship between bla bla bla. And then ada soalan lain kat situ untuk interpret tu adalah to interpret what is we want to compare. So which price is higher if we use a different engine size. And then another question is which price of used car with a different transmission type. Is it to compare? And then you buat conclusion. Within all these things, what is the most valuable, or either ataupun you need to combine and to compare everything so that you make another new conclusion, which is maybe you combine a few variable which is from that data. Maybe you compare with the by using data variance, which is variance dia lagi rendah kalau banding dengan yang ni. So bila variance rendah, so deviation pun small and the data is not scattered. So we conclude that this data is more significant to use to compare the price of used car. So there is one analytical evaluation ni, maksudnya the overall first you state one by one, and then at the end you conclude for all overall what actually you get from the data, which is that's why I said that is it this data help to user to help the buyer to decide which one the best to purchase. That is the last we call it as in the rubric we call it as all the analytic critically evaluate. Oh, actually dia sebenarnya kalau you ada data lagi yang lain yang mungkin ikut keperluan user tu, adakah user tu membeli, kalau mungkin you boleh spesifikkan lagi user tu membeli untuk apa, adakah untuk dia punya untuk bekerja ke, untuk dia buat maksudnya adakah kalau yang ni membantu untuk dia untuk beli untuk dia pergi buat kerja, ataupun adakah dia beli kereta ni untuk pergi ke pasar, ataupun adakah dia nak beli kereta ni untuk berjalan-jalan. So kat situ sebenarnya dia punya tapi you kena based on data yang you ada dengan yang you dah summary tu, yang dekat atas tu. That's why dia kena tally kat situ. Saya rasa yang paling part kritikal adalah to evaluate tu. You kena menjawab secara kritikal based on the data. Conclusion. Saya tak dapat nampak lah dia punya conclusion sebab kita you all tak buat lagi dia punya analisis tu kan. So kita tengoklah you berjaya ke tak buat tu kan. Okay, able to draw conclusion from the analysis. Okay, yang akhir sekali mark untuk ni adalah 5 mark untuk conclusion. Okay, to discuss significant finding and limitation. What is the limitation of your research? Any unusual result or the expectation result before conduct the study. Able to suggest or recommend a solution to organize a plan based on the research problem. Maksudnya tadi you kata untuk membantu siapa tadi, buyer kan, untuk beli ni, adakah you berjaya. So berjaya, macam mana you berjaya tu, you kena summarize dia dalam bentuk background, finding, suggestion, able to connect, able to show the flow. So you connect. Contoh, kalau you berjaya membantu orang tu beli, so from this data we can able to help the buyer from this help to the buyer to see before they buy from the from they buy, they need to consider this thing, so that they will get the good used car, and with a lowest price but the high quality, something like that lah. So dia punya conclusion kan. So why, you kena menjawab why, kenapa you suggest macam tu, kenapa you suggest macam tu, based on you punya data tu lah. Tapi you kena bagi ayat sikit lah, tak boleh jadi just the objective achieve. You tak boleh macam tu, you kena bagi ayat sikit so that dia nampak sebagai satu conclusion. Boleh? Yang paling kritikal dekat sini sebenarnya critical evaluation untuk dapat 5 markah, and then for the conclusion tu you nak dapat 5 markah tu macam susah sikit. Situ mungkin ramai akan hilang markah lah. Yang lain saya rasa harap-harap you boleh score lah. Okay, maybe another person. Any question first? Any question from you? Ada Yeah. Actually you not recommended to apa, you need to use a real data. Why is very difficult to you to use 2000 data set? Is it? Is actually this is good to you. This is good to you because you have a lot of data. So maybe your analysis in terms of numerical analysis is more, what you call it, because actually you have enough data to analyze. You get my point? If you fix it until 100, maybe there will something wrong in your data. And then after that you will make analysis very quite tough because you already modified the real data. You get my idea? So if you see the real data have a problem, so what will happen in your data set is the outliers. So from that you can explain the outliers and so on. So there is that's why we receive any data set. We can receive any data set. Just be honest with your data and then try to describe. So if you modify, I afraid that once you analyze the data, there is not enough data that you can get a good analyze. You get what I mean? Because if you have a huge, that's why they not state the maximum, but they state the minimum. Yeah, if 2000, actually that's why we use Excel. If not, we use manual. You get if you go to master or PhD, maybe you will need to deal with very 100,000 data or 1 million data. That is what is my friend experience lah. So you go through the 10,000 something, 10,000 like data to analyze until the computer also hang. But that's why they call it as a big data. Okay, that big data. So later you will see the big data. Actually, what is the big data? How to interpret the big data. But the problem is, how big is big? Okay, another question. Yeah. Ah, can. Yes. Where you get this data? Oh, second. Alright. So from here you get for the obesity problem lah. What is index actually? Index for? Oh, here. Extremely weak, normal, overweight, extreme obesity. So which one is satisfied for at least one qualitative data variable with a 3 or more category? Which one? 5 category. Okay, 5 category. So you have no more data that related, maybe time, maybe what is the range of time here? Just oh, you already delete a few variable here. So how many data here? 500, but they have no time. What's method? Really? You just have like this. Region also no. So this happen to the worldwide lah. Every in the world. Are you sure? In the world. So what is your population here? You cannot if you go to description, all the people in this world. 500 people is sampling. So if you want, okay, if you want to data description, you go to the rubric, you go to the data description. Okay, you need to explain rubric. You have rubric? Okay. You need to explain about the size of population. If you go there for previous presenter, I can see what is the population. So the population, maybe we can see from the, because they state for the year 2020, right? So we can compare the sample size that they take and then the population of production. So that's why you will struggle with description, the data description there. With your data that you get, you need to go to your data bank. Go to the data bank. Is it you able to describe about the population sample state? After you can describe that, do you can describe the type of description about variable, qualitative variable there. And then type way, or you already do the data description, clearly describe about population sample. You don't have you have problem with population here. The target of population, I don't know, because it's quite rare lah. I'm not, for until now I'm not sure. Until now I don't know, is it the we can measure this thing for the whole worldwide. I'm not sure for that thing. The maybe the sample size ni, if you get the sample size, is taken from where? Is it 3 country or 2 country? So it's more specific. So you need to find out the your data lah. You go back to your data. You maybe you can get something else there. Where is the ni? And then so it's more easier lah. You want to describe later, because you need to describe. Or maybe in between MCO or something like that. In between the COVID-19 ke, something like time frame dia. What is the time frame? Maybe this data is very old. I'm not sure when is the data is come out. From where to when? Or still in a collection of the data. That is one of question. Okay. Tu male female still. Can you go to the apa one lagi person? Tak ada lah. Okay, let's go to the discussion. Yes. Data, just only data, random generated by body mass index calculated. Body mass index calculated or calculator, just daripada online ke macam mana ni? So you can go lagi. Tak ada lah. Update for 4 years ago. So you can see 4 years ago punya data ni. Update from 4 years ago. 4 years ago. You can go again to the below. No, nothing else. Just here. Okay, one moment. See, you can get this data. May from 2001 until 2022. Okay, so that you can get the idea how to describe the data lah. So if not, you will struggle lah. Kan, you will struggle how to describe. You need to describe everything here. So maybe here you can see where actually they can get the data. Is it from online or from the web mass calculator online? That is maybe the source of the data, because in the background they say that you need to define stated the background stated. What is the background? Background is something else like that lah, meaning where is come from the data is come from where? The survey from the May 2001 until March 2022. That is one of here lah. You can get the name. But another thing, I think you can describe country not specific here. Ni total unique contributor tu. You go to total unique contributor. So 33. Yes, 33. What the mean of contributor? Contributor. What is the contributor there? No, what is the contributor here actually? There is one point lah. Maybe how they get the data lah kot, I think. I'm not sure because very less information here. So not enough to explain lah, but enough to explain for the just enough to explain type of description because you already have two, and then type of description variable, qualitative data, so enough for that. But for your objective, so what you want to measure? Yes, what is you want to measure? The effect. What is the effect? What will affect the body head? What is the effect? The effect. Okay, so another one. 3 objective. So when you compare what you will get. Yes, I know you want to measure that, but so now what is the important? Once you compare, what the data will give you? Is it to help what? That's why you need to answer. Why do you think this research is important? You get the idea? So from your data, what do you think you get? What is the impact, the expectation? What is the expectation of you from you? The data will give what? Effect, but yes, I know what the effect. There is effect, but you need to answer the question is the able to critical analyze. So from the critical analyze, okay, what is the value? What is the meaningful from the pattern, trend, or information that you get? What is the pattern that you will expected to get? What is the meaningful? What is the what we call it? What is the value? If we go here, before this we have price. So this data we value for the buyer to make a decision. So now from this data, what is the impact there? What is the what we call it? Critical analysis tu. You need to answer that. So if not, you cannot get the 5 marks there. No. You need to get critical that one. What is the value of that? You get what I mean, right? Your data is okay. Your data is okay, but now you will struggle with how to interpret the data. Okay. If you manage to interpret the data very well, so that is enough to you to get 5 mark there. I want you to get all. Actually, I want to get you to score as high as you can. So that, so but if you cannot answer the critical analysis, what is the, okay, what is from this data, okay, this data benefit for whom? Or just data is just a statement. Oh, so there is not meaning for that is not meaningful for anyone. So you will high chance to not cannot critically analyze tu. You get my point? If yes, you get a good data, but now can you answer? If you can answer the last question here, able, if you go to rubric, able to recognize, critically analyze and evaluate meaningful pattern. If you can see the pattern or trend, also okay, just enough. If you can explain the trend after the MCO, for example, but now your data is before MCO. So if you go after or before MCO, you can see the trend after MCO, the obesity is high, something like that. So there is what this data is meaningful for whom? For who sell healthy healthy coach or online coach ke, you need to create that so that this data is good for whom? Value, the meaningful of the data, or this data indicate for the diabetes or not, or for the healthy. I don't know. I also cannot explain actually because I do not enough data actually. I do not have enough data from it, because you just have gender, height, weight and index, and then if you can compare, yeah, you focus there, but you at the end, if you can make a twist this data to be meaningful with the you see the pattern or the trend or anything, that information from this data, you get the idea how to twist that, you will answer the critical value to reveal meaningful pattern and so on, then you get at least 4 or 5 mark, enough. Okay. But actually if you change the data, I recommend you to take another data lah, to try to find another data that easier to analyze. If you cannot find, you can go ahead with this data, but I'm sure you will have problem with the last point there, which is require you to have a critical analysis. What is the meaningful from the data set, from the analysis of the data set. That is the most important, the 5 mark there. The others you can score, but the critical one and the meaningful of the analysis of data, and then the conclusion, you will lose a lot of mark there. Try to get another data that more easier to explain, and with so that you refer the rubric first. You refer the rubric. Is it you can able to satisfy everything there here. If you can satisfy, so enough to you to get a high mark for assignment 1. Okay, boleh? Get. Boleh. Because method and analysis very huge mark, so 50 marks. So I think that is, you need to grab that the main idea there, the main marks there. Okay. Okay, kejap. Okay. Siapa nak present boleh ready. Sekejap kita take rest sekejap. Okay je. Clear Clear? Muhammad Syafiq. Yahya. Yang lain semua clear? Tapi ada ramai je yang mesej saya ni. Tak nak present pula. Okay, the last before we go, we end this today class. We have measure of dispersion, which is range, variance, standard deviation, and IQR. So actually, I told before, IQR will be the best measurement if the data is skewed or not, is skewed. But we still can explain about the data based on the variance by using by explain the type of data, the behavior of the data is scattered, not scattered, or scattered. Which is once the data is not scattered, the data will be very small because the deviation is small, and then it's referred to the variance small. Okay, so bermaksud kalau walaupun kita dah explain IQR, the position, the data based on the position. Sekejap saya slow down. Bunyi. Slow je. Okay. Even kita dah analyse, kita kata IQR is the best measurement, but we still can discuss on the pattern of the data, which is the difference between two data, the different between the mean of the data, which is we call it as a variance. So variance, if the variance is small, meaning the deviation also small, which is we can say that the data is not scattered, dia tak bertabur. If the data is scattered, maka bertabur, maka deviation also large, and then the variance also large if we compare with the at least two data set lah. Okay, from that also we can from that number or behavior or analyze also we can critically evaluate, because we know that if the data bila the data is not scattered, dia bertabur secara rapat, dia very close to each others, meaning the data is very good. That is the point that you can use to make a decision. Is it the data that you get will give a very meaningful to make a decision, or to do something else, to suggest or recommend anything else. Okay. That is the main lah. So last but not least, I think I hope you can get the idea of the assignment 1, which is the key point for the assignment 1 is the meet the requirement, which is one qualitative data, at least 3 category, and then another one is you need to meet the rubric, the second last row rubric. That is the most important to you to score, which is able to reorganize, critically analyze and evaluate the given secondary data to reveal meaningful pattern, trend or information. So reveal meaningful meaning dia menjawab persoalan why this investigation is important to you. Dia menjawab persoalan tu, tapi we answer that question based on data analytic or graph analytic by using, or maybe you can compare by using the graph and so on, so you will get the analysis. Okay, boleh? Boleh tak?